Hey guys, this is TheEnder bringing you set 3 from the current best of 5 match between Movie and By Hero. This map is Circuit Breaker. So we have in the bottom left position in yellow the Protoss player, Movie. And, oh, okay, never mind. I was waiting for that drone. It's like, is this going to be a 5 pool? That'd be cool. But alright. Top right, in red, Zerg, By Hero. So last game, I really cannot explain what happened, other than Movie played super poorly, and then Hero just, steamrolled him at the end. I mean, he did the Zerg thing. He took 4 bases, he got a, huge army, lots of cheap units, walked across the map and killed him. But alright, so we were on Circuit Breaker. I mean, it's reasonably comparable to Fighting Spirit in that it's, it's a pretty standard map. You can take a 3rd base without too much trouble. 4-player map stuff. Alright, Overlord's already being made, so that is a Overpool from Hero. Movie has his pylon at the front, which is pretty standard. Since he didn't scout the Zerg, he should probably go Forge first before Nexus to be safe. And then he'll probably go scouting with this probe too. Yes! Oh, called it. But then he'll pull that second probe back once he scouts the Zerg, and then he'll get his Nexus. Since it's an overpool, it's not super aggressive, it's just like, safe. He might be a jerk and throw down a pylon. Oh, blocked the hatchery! Yeah, so of course you can do this little dance, and essentially, all the probe has to do is whenever the drone tries to build a hatchery, the probe just has to be on any square that the hatchery would occupy, and it cancels it. So it's just super, super annoying. I mean, as Zerg, you really want to get that hatchery down as soon as possible so that you can start getting out the larva and, get more drones, mine up. But, yeah, probe was being annoying. And of course you can throw down a pylon there to block it even longer and, force them to either kill the pylon or wait till you cancel it, but, of course it costs money, so the question is whether or not it's worth it. But alright, only 2 Zerglings out currently. One's going to scout, the other's going to chase around the Movie scout, be like an anti-scout. Quick 3rd base from Hero, very standard. However, the positioning is interesting. So he took the nearby 3rd, and it's mineral only. So I mean, it's still base. It's close by, so it's easier to defend, but usually when you take a close 3rd base like that, it indicates, once again, Hydras. Because it indicates more of a short game focus than a long game focus. If it was a long game focus, he would have taken a natural base for one of the other corners, so that he would have had it easier to take 4th base. But no, he took an easier to defend 3rd base, which will give him, easier defense in the short term, but, fewer expansions that are defended adequately in the longer game. But alright, layer on the way. Layer finishes, we'll probably expect a Spire, and usually the Zerg players don't go for Mutalisk right away. The Spire is just to get out the Scourge, and then the Scourge will protect the Overlords from the Corsairs. Usually the Corsairs will still get, at least one Overlord. But, it's a dance, back and forth. Neither player is looking to kill the other instantly. It's more of a slow boxing match. Whoa! So I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but so the sponsor of this tournament is Sonic, the guy in the bottom right-hand corner, and he owns a shoe company. The Espinu shoes. So if you want to support this tournament and tournaments like it, you can support them and Sonic by buying one of his shoes. Or a pair of his shoes, I guess I should say, not like a single shoe. Wonder if you can buy single shoes. So what if you're like one-legged? Do you buy a single shoe, or do you buy, two shoes and put one of your shoes on the wooden leg? If you are watching this and you have, one leg, please feel free to answer me in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll just, talk idly, since not too much is happening. We did see the Temple Archives going down in movie space, so he's doing a reasonably standard transition. Usually you don't need the robo and the observers until you start getting ready to push. And of course, once again, you wouldn't need them till lurkers are out anyways. 3 zealots, pretty standard. Protoss early game composition is usually Zealot Templar. Zealots are good against the Lings. Templar are good against large numbers of Hydras. Zealots are good against low numbers of Hydras. So it all balances out. So we had a 4th hatchery at the 3rd, and I'm not sure what that other building is. Maybe it's an Evo chamber? Maybe it's a Hydra den? Oh, run! Corsair, run! So it might not even make it back. So we saw there was 4 Scourge. 2 of them broke off and started like making a beeline for the Protoss space. Up! Sandwich! Ooh! So if you turn a Corsair too far, if you turn it more than 45 degrees, it actually slows down a little bit. And so that's what we're seeing there. The one Scourge was actually able to catch it. Because they travel at the same speed normally, but the Scourge can turn a bit faster. So that's what we're seeing there. So until you get up to 5 or 6 Corsairs, of course they can't break the Scourge. They can't shoot them. Oh! Corsair goes down. So instead they stay to the mains, which have cannons to take out the Scourge. Alright, Templar are out. 2nd cannon, interesting. 6th hatchery going down for hero. So he likes the 6-hatch build. Most Zergs back in the day when I used to watch them used to go for 5-hatch builds. 6-hatch, more larva, more Zerg. Of course, that's good. I don't know if you can afford to produce Hydras off of all 6 hatcheries. Maybe that means he's going to go for some Lings instead, since they're cheaper. And we have more cannons going down. I'm not sure why all these cannons. But alright. Still drones being produced. So usually Zergs don't drone or make workers as much as the other races for equivalent bases. And by what I mean, what is going on with this? Sonic, you need to fix your computer. But yeah, since Zergs usually like to take more bases, and that's a better strategy in case you lose them and you need to mine more. But the drone saturation is not required as heavy. Usually you only have about 1 drone per patch in a Zerg base, versus other bases where you might actually see 2 workers or more per patch. And it just comes down to the mining efficiency. So your mining efficiency goes down significantly after you get a worker and a half per patch. And it makes you so much more vulnerable to the Reaver harass, the storm drops, all these things when you have a huge drone saturation. But it's interesting. It's a different style. Extra hatcheries, more drones. So in some ways he's vulnerable, but since he's putting his hatcheries closer together, maybe they're less vulnerable. But alright, so Hero is taking his 4th base. He's taking it at the 12 o'clock position. It's in line with his other bases, so once again it's not going to help him take a 5th, but it's a pretty safe. It's a more safe 4th. That being said, it's going to get cancelled. And if those zealots have speed, they'll be able to escape. Yes. Alright. Hatchery gets cancelled, so some amount of minerals is lost, but not the entire 300. Drone goes down, but that's still reasonably minor. Alright, so lurkers are out, and they are slowly taking down the frontal buildings for Movie's base. So Movie should have pretty full tech right now. Oh, I don't know about that storm. I mean, throwing down a storm on the lurker, that won't even kill it. Oh no, Hydras! Alright, nice. That was a nice storm. Very nice storm. Cannons are going down, but we should have at least 2 more storms. You need to cast them. Come on, cast your storms. You've got 4 Templar. You should have 2 more storms. Alright, there's one of them. That's a pretty good one. But we need 1 more on that pack, right behind the pack. Come on, what? We got 5 Templar and only seen 3 storms. What is going on here, man? And now we got Templar being sniped. Templar being sniped. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Alright, so all the Templar are dead. We have a lurker, but no detection. Those probes need to run away or they're just going to die. Oh man, what happened? In the meantime, we have some counter-harassment. We have a DT that snuck into the main. There's no army, and the overlords aren't able to get in because of the Corsairs. Corsairs are being sacrificed right here. I'm not sure about that. Oh man, like 3 Corsairs went down. Alright, Zealots are going to clean up those Hydras. But man, so much damage being done. I'm not sure why. No Templar left, so those Zealots are all going to die. Especially since they're lining up so the lurker can hit all of them at once. Oh man, this... I don't know what Movie was doing. He was... That one DT is killing all the probes in the natural, in addition to all the probes in the main. Oh man. So, if Movie manages to stabilize... Oh no, the probes in the main are still safe. 14 kill DT? 14 kill DT. But I mean, game has to be pretty much over. I mean, there's no wall, there's no goons, and there's 1 Templar, which probably doesn't have energy. I mean, let's be honest. No amount of micro can save you if you have no men. I mean, it's a nice storm. Second storm? Alright, second storm was a bit of a whiff. But yeah, those Hydras have no... Sorry, the Templar have no energy. And there's just not enough, you know, like goons to do anything. Wonder what's in the shuttle. I wonder why there's a shuttle. There's nothing to shuttle. Oh. Alright, so Movie still doesn't have his head on straight after that last game. Hero's gonna go up 2-1. And, you know, let's hope that he wakes up, because he's... Well, he's holding it off. I don't know what he was doing. So, of course, the Protoss problem is, you know, you've got a lot of this great tech, but it's expensive. So he got his Robo out, he got his Templar tech, he got his Psystorm, and he got tons of Corsairs, which of course can't shoot Hydralisks. But he got busted at the front by the Hydralisks. Somehow or another he stabilized. I'm guessing it's because he has probably about 7 gateways. But he doesn't have the tech units he needs to do decently long term. I mean, I'm pretty sure he lost that Archon, so he doesn't have, you know, any Templar left. Sure, he could rebuild them, but they'll only have, you know, almost 1 storm each. You've got a shuttle, but it's slow, and there's probably not a Reaver inside it. The Robo went down. Oh, the Robo going down. We saw an obs at his front, but I mean, if he wants more than 1 obs, and he will need more than 1 obs to push, he'll have to remake that Robo, which is 200. That's expensive. I mean, he's not dead yet, but he's going against a 4-base Zerg with no late-game army. I mean, that's sort of what we're seeing here from Movie. And he's got this shuttle, which is just doing, I don't know what. Lollygagging, flying over to Overlord so it gets scouted, dropping out Zealots, and then going home. I don't know what's going on here. You know, maybe... So the other thing I didn't mention is all of these games are actually, like, online only. They're not in the studio. They don't have the crowds. So for all we know, this could be, like, Movie's little brother, and he's just, like, playing for Movie, because Movie had to, you know, go to the bathroom or do some chores, or... Oh... And the one Templar he has, I mean, it was a decent storm, but he lost the Templar immediately. There's just so many Hydras, so many Hydras. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, first we see a 2-gate. Like, I mean, super, super cheesy. And we follow it up with these, you know, I'm not just saying he's, you know, not playing inspired or... It's just like he's a completely different person. I don't know.
조장 선수 수비에 좀 신경을 쓰면서 이렇게 흘리지 말고 넥서스 그러니까 추가 멀티만 안 주면 되거든요. 그러니까 조장 선수는 지금 필요한 게 뭐냐면 견제 휘둘리지 않으면서
DT harassment.
날려주기는 겁니다. 네, 그런 플레이가 필요해요.
Nexus hasn't gone down yet. It's probably still going to have to be cancelled, but those Hydras are going to take significant damage. Well, it looks like it's saved since the Hydras don't want to die. Apparently that one DT that got like 14 kills actually like might have saved the game for movie. I guess it's possible it forced Hero into this like semi all-in, and once it got barely held off, you know, he's... What?! Found the drones! There's like 8 drones on that one gas geyser. I mean, I know they're semi-professional now. You know, they're quasi-retired. But some of the mistakes these guys are making is just like, is this real life? Sure, I'm gonna leave those 3 Hydras and let them kill your third base, just because I want to take the high ground. What is going on here? What is going on here? He sacrificed all his probes, lost the Nexus just because he wanted the high ground. The army moves... Oh man, what? Another Templar gets sniped? Man, I almost feel like Sonic should, you know, invite me to play in these Star Leagues, because I'm a terrible player, but with the mistakes some of these guys are making, I feel like I might stand a half-decent chance. I know, I'm raging too much. Alright, I will commentate unbiasedly. Alright, so this is a decent attack by Movie, except for the part where he stormed his own observer. He had a really nice composition. He had 4 Templar, you know, he had some Archons, some Zealots, a Whiff Storm, and 2 observers. Alright, so now the entire army gets cleaned up, and Movie calls GG. Alright, so, yeah, Hero goes up 2-1. He's still got to win 1 more to win this best of 5, and I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I kind of want Movie to just cheese again. Take us to game 5, because I really don't know what else he's got. Maybe he's just super tired. I don't know what's going on. But alright, I will try to add some extra hype to game 5, or 4. I'll add some hype to game 4. Alright, so I will see you in game 4. This is TheEnder, signing off.